Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls around the world. It is once again time for another edition of the Netfix. That's right, it's the Netfix. It's the show from Cinecore Studios that tells you what's coming to the Netflix instant streaming service in the U.S. this week. Sorry, Canada. I'm Josh. Yeah, we're getting started a little early tonight now that, my day job is back in full swing. Quite frankly, I'm kind of tired. So, figured I'd go ahead and knock the show out of the way. Talk to you guys for a little bit. Just being all around cool dude by getting you some stuff to watch early. So welcome to the show, everybody. Like I said, this is the place to find out what's coming to the Netflix instant streaming service. And as we usually do towards the end of the month, I'm going to tell you what's leaving. So there is a clock ticking. There is a definite time limit to watch some of these titles. Yeah, they'll probably be back sooner rather than later. But, if you got some of these things on your list of must-watches, you might want to go ahead and knock those out before the next month starts. But what we do here, we start off with recommendations first. So I'm going to do that. My first recommendation is one that I can't believe it took me so long to get on board with. I don't know what's wrong with me. My Netflix original pick, and it didn't start out as a Netflix original either. So it's definitely a late addition to the Netflix family. And that is, of course, Lucifer, starring Tom Ellis, Lauren German, Leslie Ann Brandt, and Kevin Alejandro. You get it. What's the story? What's the story with Lucifer? Lucifer, Satan, Beelzebub. He is the fallen angel, and he's decided that he doesn't want to be in hell anymore, so he does what anybody does and moves to LA to start a new life, opens a nightclub, and helps solve crimes. I mean, what else is the Prince of Darkness supposed to do, right? I don't know what it is about Tom Ellis in particular that just appeals to me. It strikes a chord. Maybe it's the snarkiness. Maybe it's the fundamental urge to have that ability to just go after what you want. To have people look at you and say, oh yes. Or maybe it's just a funny show that I got turned on to when I noticed his cameo in DC's Legends of Tomorrow during Crisis. Either way, it's a good show. Give Lucifer a shot. Not all 5 seasons, but 4.5 seasons available on Netflix since the first half of season 5. The final season, I believe, is now streaming. I've only just gotten to season 2, but I'm already giving it my seal of approval. Gosh, that was bad. That was super bad. Okay, next up. One of my movie picks is actually, unfortunately enough, on the way out, so you do have to get on this. I hate to give it to you so late, but it is one that I haven't watched until now, and it was released the year I was born. Tootsie, Dustin Hoffman. What can you say about Tootsie? It is a hilarious film. I'm not sure how well it plays. I kind of, in today's environment, it worked for me. And essentially, Dustin Hoffman is an actor, and to prove to his agents he can get any role because of his talent, he decides to create a persona as a woman and gets a job on a soap opera. So this is a comedy that kind of follows that story. I don't want to give away too much. I know it's a movie that's 38 years old. But some of you, like me, may not have gotten down on this movie yet. And I want to give you a chance to go in as fresh as possible by giving you just the barest bones of, synopsis. Forgive me. These pretzels are making me thirsty. And finally, my TV pick. My standard TV pick, not Netflix original, is... And it's a show from my younger days about kids from my dad's younger days. Funny how that works. I'm talking about, of course, That 70s Show. You know, hanging out down the street. That's the one. The place where Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis got their start. You thought Topher Grace would be, wind up something, or, you know what? It's a good show. Wilmer Valderrama, Eric Foreman, Hyde. We don't talk about Hyde. I recommended another show he was in, and his name is escaping me at the moment. I could have brought it up, but again, we don't talk about him. So, yeah, That 70s Show. It was on Fox, lasted 2 seasons too many, maybe. I don't hate it. It's fine. It's fine. And one of the cast members would, of course, go on to Orange is the New Black. That should have come out more of a... but... That's my recommendations for this week. If you want to tell me if I did well recommending a show that you're like, hey, I'm going to check that out, let me know on Twitter, @SkitComic or @Semicore Studios. Or if you just want to find out more about what's going on, of course, there's always SemicoreStudios.com or Semicore Studios on Facebook. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and jump to... Yeah, you hear the clicking of the mouse. That means I'm about to get to the things that are leaving on September 1st. These are confirmed removals by Netflix, because we're the Netflix. These are confirmed leaving by Netflix. So, to get us started September 1st, you only have 7 days. 7 days to watch these movies from 7 days from now, this recording. First up, Bad Boys and Bad Boys 2. Will Smith, Martin Lawrence, Michael Bay, buddy cop action flick. You know what Bad Boys is by now. It's leaving. Candyman, 1992. Child's Play, 1998. Gone. Clueless, 1995. Gone. Failure to Launch. Story of My Life. Gone. Get Him to the Greek. I haven't seen that yet, and it's going to be gone. I better watch it soon. It's Groundhog Day. That will not be something you hear after the first. He's just not that into you. Strangely enough, I've seen that movie. And that is also leaving on the first. Jerry Maguire. You may have had me at hello, but you're leaving on the first. The Karate Kid Trilogy. Yes, I said trilogy, and that was intentional. Which is strange, considering what is coming out this week. Anyway, The Lake House, 2006. Life as We Know It, 2010. Murder Party, that sounds like a hoot. Observe and Report, I don't think I've seen that one either, but I have to. Sorry, got a notification, threw me off. One Day, Public Enemies, another one I need to watch before it goes away. I believe that's the Johnny Depp gangster flick. Rugrats Go Wild. Saw that back in the day. No worries. School Days. 1988. Classic movie. You need to check that out. Tootsie, of course. Just told you about that one. Highly recommend. United 93. Ooh. V for Vendetta. And Valentine's Day. Those are all leaving as of September 1. On the 5th, Christopher Robin is leaving. On the 6th, Once Upon a Time. I can't catch up on all of Once Upon a Time in just a few days. On the 6th, it's leaving. Gallivant, seasons 1 and 2 are leaving on the 7th. Norm of the North, King-Sized Adventure is leaving on the 9th. The Forgotten is leaving on the 11th. I thought we were never supposed to forget on 9/11, yet here we are. Wow, that was tasteless. But I kind of had to do it. But it was still bad. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm immediately apologizing for that one. It truly was in poor taste. On the 15th, Cold Case Files. Queens vs. Kings. What's leaving on the 16th? Raiders, the story of the greatest fan film ever made. That was awesome. On the 17th, The Witch. The 18th, Train to Busan. Train to Busan, that is such an awesome movie. On the 21st, Sarah's Key. On the 22nd, Person of Interest, Seasons 1 through 5. What? Smosh the Movie, gone on the 22nd. Leaving on the 23rd, 20 Feet from Stardom. On the 27th is The Grand Master, and on September 29th, no, it's Tucker and Dale versus Evil, leaving just in time for Halloween season. That is perhaps one of my favorite Halloween horror, not Halloween horror, but just comedy horror movies, and oh, that's a bummer. That's a bummer. These pretzels are making me thirsty. Man. Here we are. If you are watching via the Semicore Studios Facebook page, then you are in for a treat as we get underway with the list, because it is time for the list of everything coming to Netflix and streaming this week in the U.S. Sorry, Canada. And we're going to start not with today, because nothing's coming today, but tomorrow. And what's coming out tomorrow? Well, for some of you it might be today, but for most of us it's tomorrow. I got these backwards. All right, here we go. Emily's Wonder Lab. It's an acclaimed science communicator, Emily Calandrelli, takes kids through lively experiments and entertaining activities in this new live-action series. Emily's Wonder Lab, Season 1. It's kind of a pink, shiny Bill Nye type show, talking science with the kids. And that's always a good thing. Mr. Wizard, back in the day, Beakman's World. You remember Beakman's World? That was such a fun show. Next up, Trinkets. An unexpected friendship forms when three teenage girls meet in Shoplifters Anonymous. It is the final season of this teen drama, Netflix original, and weird, the second season is the final season, about teen shoplifters. But it is highly rated, 7.1 out of 10 on the old IMDb. Dodo Soso La So is the next coming out. It's a TV miniseries about a riches to rags pianist, yes, I can say that on podcast, who loses everything but her smile and is guided by twinkling little stars to a small town where she finds hope, home, and love. Starring Ara Go, Jae-wook Lee, Joo Hyun Kim, the regulars, I guess. That comes out on the 26th. Yeah, we're on the 26th now. Okay. Also coming out on the 26th, we have Lingua Franca. It's about an undocumented trans woman who tries to obtain a green card by falling for an elderly woman's grandson. That's a weird distinction to make, because isn't every guy someone's grandson? But it's specifically an elderly woman's grandson rather than a middle-aged woman's grandson. It's just a really, really weird distinction to make. And if you're hearing my my Facebook messages go off. I'm sorry. I don't know how to super duper work this thing. But I'm doing the best I can, dang it. So, undocumented Filipino trans woman works as a caregiver to Olga. Oh, she's a caregiver of an elderly Russian woman in Brighton Beach, Brooklyn, and falls in love with her grandson. That makes more sense. Hour 29-minute drama, 6.4 out of 10 on the old IMDb. Check it out if you want. Lingua Franca? Something like that. Up next, it is, let me make sure I'm saying this right, La Venganza de Analia, or Anna's Revenge. It's a season 1 of it's a Spanish telenova. Words. It's a Spanish telenova. Analia is a beautiful young woman who decides to take revenge against her mother's murderer, the candidate for the presidency of the Republic, Guillermo León Mejia. She will become the candidate's most important political advisor and right hand. She will place him in the first place in the polls, and then tear him down by bringing to light his corrupt past. She will make him lose the presidency and even freedom. However, she does not know that the man she hates so much is her own father. Dun dun dun. So yeah, that sounds super cray. Super cray. But it's got an 8. An 8 out of 10 on the old IMDb. It says it has 60 episodes, but season 1 is coming out this year? Is it a 60 episode season? I guess so. I wonder what the running time for each episode is. Huh. Interesting. Up next, $1 Million Beach House. We are still on the 26th. It's a reality competition series with agents competing against each other. So basically, real estate agents are in a competitive television show. And this actually sounds really interesting to me. Don't ask me why. I maybe I'm just a fan of interesting or unusual competitions. That could be it. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing this. In fact, I will definitely be watching this on Wednesday, because that is when it's coming out. Wednesday, the 26th of August. Next up, Rising Phoenix. It's a Netflix original documentary about the Paralympic Games. The history and current standing of the Paralympic Games, which has grown to becoming the world's third largest sporting event. PG-13, hour and 45 minutes. It's a documentary. Check it out if you're into the Paralympics. Or if you just want to learn more about the Paralympics, I would highly suggest this be a good spot to go, I suppose. And then we have on the 26th, no, the 27th. We're on the 27th now, and that is Aggretsuko Anime series about a raging panda. A socially awkward accountant deals with her annoying coworkers by chugging beer and singing death metal. If there was ever an anime for Ben, this could be the ultimate one. In fact, it has it's 22 episodes, TV 14 rating, and it looks like 15-minute episodes. 8 out of 10 on the IMDb. Definitely worth a check out. And it's one that there might be some things not quite suitable for children, but It doesn't look like it really, steps too far out of line. It's like a Fox Sunday night, I suppose. Maybe even a little bit safer than that. So, Aggretsuko. Up next, Night Comes On. Angel Lemire is released from juvenile detention on the eve of her 18th birthday, haunted by her past. I guess this is a drama. I should read in a drama voice. Angel Lemire is released from juvenile detention on the eve of her 18th birthday. Haunted by her past, she embarks on a journey with her 10-year-old sister that could destroy their future. Hour and 26 minutes, a 6.6 on the old IMDb. Night Comes On. It is, it's entered some festivals. The Cheries, winner acting prize for Dominic Fishback and Tatum Marilyn Hall. Winner for the Deauville Film Festival, Jury Prize. The Lighthouse International Film Festival, Audience Award, Jury Award. Melbourne Queer Film Festival, Jury Award. The Mendocino Film Festival, Jury Award. Mons International Festival of Love Films, Jury Award. Sundance Next Innovator Award winner for Jordana Spiro. So it's going to be one of those movies that has a very specific audience, I guess, because it doesn't seem to review well, but the people that liked it really liked it. It was definitely good enough to win some awards, from what I'm reading. Also, on the 27th, The Bridge Curse. It is an hour 20-minute horror mystery thriller. 5.8 out of 10 in the old IMDb. And a group of underground graduate students who dare to test the urban legend that anyone who crosses a ghostly bridge where a woman once took her own life at midnight will find evil awaiting them. Lester Shi directed. Starring Ning Cheng, Cheng Ko, J.C. Lin. It's a Taiwanese horror movie. Long story short, lady killed herself on a bridge at midnight. Evil will wait for anybody that, I think you get it. Next up, The Frozen Ground. Hey, there's a face. Starring Nicolas Cage, John Cusack, and Vanessa Hudgens. It's a crime drama thriller from 2013, rated R. Hour and 45 minutes, 6.4 on the old IMDb. An Alaska state trooper partners with a young woman who escaped the clutches of serial killer Robert Hansen to bring the murderer to justice, based on actual events. So Nicolas Cage stars in this crime thriller about a state trooper, an Alaskan state trooper, partnering up with a young woman to catch a serial killer. I can't quite tell what kind of Cage movie this is, but I guess I will be watching it to find out. And I think you all know what I mean by what kind of Cage movie this is. Up next, all together now, it's a PG rated drama, hour and 32 minutes. No IMDb rating, but it stars Carol Burnett and... Really? Carol Burnett is in this? I would think that would have been especially difficult. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. It's not just somebody with the same name. Okay, cool. An optimistic high schooler with musical aspirations must learn to accept help from her friends to overcome her personal hardships and fulfill her dreams. All together now. Oh, dear Lord. I'm glad I decided to record earlier tonight because I'm about zonked. But I'm not gonna skip through anything. I'm here for you guys. Because this next title is one that people have been waiting for, like me, have been waiting for quite a while. Cobra Kai. It is the first 2 seasons of Cobra Kai, coming on the 28th. And it's going to be awesome. It's a shame the Karate Kid movies are leaving. It would be a great bench opportunity. But this is coming on the 28th, which is Friday? I want to make sure I got that. Yeah, Friday. If I'm not mistaken. So, you will have 3 days to watch the Karate Kid movies. And then watch Cobra Kai if you want. But Cobra Kai will be available on Friday. Decades after their 1984 All-Valley Karate Tournament bout, a middle-aged Daniel LaRusso and Johnny Lawrence find themselves martial arts rivals again. Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be fun. Ralph Macchio, William Zabka. It's time. It's time. Next up, on the 28th, I Am a Killer, released. Dale Wayne Sigler, who was sentenced to death 30 years ago for cold-blooded murder he admitted to committing. I don't think that's any mystery. This is a true crime show. I guess it's a spin-off of I'm a Killer, and it's about getting released. So, yeah. TVMA, of course. Next up, we have Masaba Masaba. 50 minutes per episode? What? Series? Anyway, season 1. Real-life mom and daughter play fictionalized versions of themselves. Okay. Gotcha. Next we have Santana. No, not Carlos. 2 cops, 2 brothers. One is out for justice, the other revenge. They may kill each other before capturing the bad guys. It's a hour 46-minute action flick with no ratings just yet, but it is from South Africa. So yeah, it's going to be one of those movies that you watch and you're like, either, hey, this isn't bad, or, oh my god, this is the worst thing ever, so it's great. I'm going to leave that up to you to decide. Okay, I'll watch it too. If you watch it, I'll watch it. If you hit me up at, well, I'll get to that later. Next up. Whew. Unknown Origins. Orígenes Secretos. Orígenes Secretos. Madrid, 2019. A serial killer is spreading chaos. Anonymous people with no apparent connection are being murdered while imitating the first appearances of the most famous superheroes. This film stars Veronica Ekigwai, Leonardo Sbaraglia, and Javier Rey. I'm sorry, Leonardo. That's has an S and a B together. Sbaraglia. I hope I got close. Again, sorry, man. Unknown Origins, hour 40 minutes. No parental rating that I see. It's an action adventure crime. But it looks interesting. I like the idea behind it. I'm going to check it out. Up next, Blaze. It is a biography. A reimagining of the life and times of Blaze Foley, the unsung songwriting legend of the Texas outlaw music movement. Directed by Ethan Hawke. Also written by Ethan Hawke. Starring Ben Dickey, Aaliyah Shawkat, and Charlie Sexton. So, not musical, but biopic about a musician. So, it's going to have a bunch of music. And apparently it's going to have a bunch of country music. So, load them up, boys and girls. We're going to be country music sing along on the 30th. And finally, .007 in Casino Royale. That's right, but not the bad Casino Royale. It is Daniel Craig as James Bond. This was the debut. After earning 00 status and a license to kill, Secret Agent James Bond sets out on his first mission as 007. Bond must defeat a private banker funding terrorists in a high-stakes game of poker at Casino Royale, Montenegro. Directed by Martin Campbell. Written by Neil Purvis. Robert Wade. Starring Daniel Craig, Ava Green, and Judi Dench. This 2006 film has an IMDb rating of an 8 out of 10. Rated PG-13. 2 hours, 24 minutes. It's Bond. Hope you enjoyed that, because, well, to be perfectly frank, you're going to hear it again. Sorry in advance if you don't care for it. But I'm amusing myself. Quantum of Solace, 2008. 6.6 out of 10 on the IMDb rating. Rated PG-13. 1 hour, 46 minutes. James Bond descends into mystery as he tries to stop a mysterious organization from eliminating a country's most valuable resource. Directed by Mark Forster. Written by Paul Haggis and Neil Purvis. Starring Daniel Craig, Olga Kurylenko, and Matthew Amalric. 007. Quantum of Solace. Yeah, like I said, it's been a long day. And speaking of long days, here we are at the end of this episode. Let's see, checking. Nope. So, if you want to find out more about everything I do, go to semicorestudios.com. For those of you watching the Facebook feed, why didn't you say hi? Say hi next time. We'll chat, talk about movies and stuff. It'd be cool. But anyway, you can go to semicorestudios.com, find out more about the things that Semicore Studios does. You can also find me on Twitter. That's right, at SkitComic. That way, you can keep track with everything Semicore Studios and really pay attention to what's going on. You can always follow Semicore Studios on Facebook. Like, if you're watching this image now, you already do. Or at least you were made aware of this video in some way. And that's not anything. Okay, so here we go. If you're listening to this at a later time, thanks for downloading or thanks for streaming. It's really cool to have you around. Whether you're on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Just, rate, review, subscribe if you like what you hear. Or if you don't like what you hear. You know what? I'd appreciate an honest opinion out there. because I want people to at least care enough to say, hey, man, your show sucks. I mean, I'd prefer it to be like, hey, man, I found out some cool stuff that I want to see on Netflix. Thanks, dude. That would be preferred. But if you think it sucks, then by all means, whatevs. Your opinion's your opinion. We're allowed to have them. I would just hope that you voice it. I have no problem with dissenting opinions. If you're watching on Facebook Live, hey, what's up? Glad to see you. Hope you enjoyed the little images to go with the audio here. That's right. If you're listening live on Facebook, that means you got to see the posters for all the stuff that I was talking about. And blah, blah, blah. We're super fancy now at Semicore Studios. What can I say? We have a lot of stuff coming up this week. Oh, don't forget to add Semicore Studios on Twitter. Add Semicore Studios on Twitter. Must follow. We've got a lot of stuff coming up this week as usual. Thursday night. It's not a Semicore Studio show, but I do partake, so I'm going to let you know about it. It is Cinema du Fromage on indieradio.org. You could follow Semicore Studios on Facebook, because when they go live on Facebook, I will share that link, and you'll be able to watch us talk about this week's movie, Soylent Green. If I'm not mistaken, it is Soylent Green. We're talking about Soylent Green for you Netflix fans. It kind of means you have a little fandom of movies, I imagine. So, if you want to hear us talk about Soylent Green and how cheesy it is, join us. Thursday, I'll post the link. You can hop in, the comment section and, play along with the gang. Friday, it's the Wodcast. This week, it's only going to be me and Brandon on board. The last three weeks, we've had a guest. This week, we're kind of pulling back a little bit, taking old school, and it's just going to be me and him talking about, movie stuff. That's what we do, but we talk about it from an industry standpoint, at least as best we can. Things got a little heated last week about cuties, and you know what? That's something you're going to find out here in a couple weeks, because it is going to be on Netflix September 9th, I believe. And that's a conversation we'll have as it gets closer. So if you want to hop in and call me names during that episode when I say this is coming to Netflix this week, by all means, mark your calendars for September 7th, because that's the episode that issue is going to air on. That movie is going to, I'm going to talk about it on that week. Now, just so you know, just so you're aware, and I do feel this is the time and place to talk about it, since Cuties is a Netflix original movie. And what does that even mean anymore, other than they, bought the rights to distribute it? They didn't make it. It's a Fritz film, and it came out with a really, 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 really terrible, awful, very poor taste, worse than my 9/11 joke poster. It was garbage. In every ethical sense of the word. If you think that was appropriate, then I'm one of those people that might say there could be something specially wrong with you. I'm not going to jump out and say someone that's like, hey, that's a cool poster. I'm not going to say that straight up say they're a pederast, but I tell them to look at it again and understand why people are pissed about that poster, because they should be. But, just so you're aware, and just so you know what you're going to hate me for, my official opinion on this, as you might have heard on the podcast if you listened, was I haven't seen it. I'm not going to judge a movie based on a poster that was admittedly marketed incorrectly when it comes to what the movie's about. I have no particular interest in seeing this movie. I told Brandon that I would to be able to talk about it, to be able to address the controversy. But truth be told, the subject matter, especially, a French film. I'm sorry. I love films. I love movies. I've even started liking Japanese and Korean movies. I watch movies from South Africa, Venezuela. I watch them from all over the world. For some reason, France always leaves me feeling a little slimy for the most part. And I don't mean that as an insult to the French. It's just some of the topics that they decide to deep dive into. I'm like, ooh, that is not someone with that is not something somebody with American sensibilities will gravitate towards too, unless they are, I will say, especially European. I don't know what that means either. But essentially, again, my thought is, yes, the poster's about the worst thing I could possibly imagine. And in fact, quite frankly, I think the poster for Cuties is about as 2020 as you can get, if you're catching my drift as far as this year. And because it's 2020, I think we all know how a lot of things are going to play out in the near future. So just because we can automatically go, worst case scenario, that just seems to be the case these days. There hasn't really been a whole lot of silver linings going on. But I was going to say long story short, but I think we're past that. Essentially, I'm not gonna pass judgment on people that want to watch it. I know there are a lot of French film fans, and I just can't do it, man. I can't do it. I can't be judgy like that. No, people are, for the most part, people are allowed to like what they like. That poster, and I'm going to say maybe you're not. But the movie itself, I watched the trailer a bunch of times because we talked about it on the Wodcast. I wanted to make sure that, I knew what was happening. I tried to educate myself on the topic as much as I even read a spoiler review, getting kind of an idea of what's going to happen. And, here I am talking about this whole thing again. Look, fact of the matter is, for the people that are, giving the director death threats, you haven't seen the movie. Okay? It maybe it is what you think it is, and maybe it's not. But you don't know because you haven't seen the movie. Wait until somebody you trust, no, scratch that. Wait till somebody I trust watches the movie and can give you an impartial analysis. I guess that could wind up being me. If I'm known for anything, it's not. It's not taking sides so much as I'm good at calling things down the middle. I'll take the bullet, figuratively speaking, and let you know if the controversy is real. I'm also doing it for content. For my shows, I want to be able to talk about something. Do I have more things to... No, I don't. Am I still on the air? I feel like I fell asleep at some point over the last few seconds. I think there was another thing I wanted to say. Oh, yeah. I was talking about the things that are coming up. Saturday's Backstage Slam, SummerSlam review, plus news and notes of the week for the world of professional wrestling. So be sure to check that out. As just follow all those places I was telling you about, and then you'll be able to do that. You know what? I'm just going to hit this happy music. I'm going to hit this happy. I'm following this.